Okay, so we saw in the previous lessons that attributes can change both the default styles and the default behavior of elements. But how do we know what the default behavior of an element is? For example, how are we supposed to know that the select element in combination with nested option elements will make a drop-down menu by default? Well, we can find the default behavior of pretty much any element listed on its reference page on MDN. The HTML elements reference page on MDN is a list of every single HTML element defined in the formal HTML specification. If we don't want to try and scroll through the entire list of every single element to find the element that we're looking for, we can always use the search bar. In this case, we'll search for the select element. It should be near the top of the search results. If we click on that, we can see the select element reference page, and that will show us that a combination of a select element and an option element will make a drop-down menu. We only need to write the HTML. There's no CSS or JavaScript involved. The drop-down menu works because the web browser itself, meaning Chrome or Firefox or Safari, has been coded to display a select element as a drop-down menu. What about all the other HTML elements? Well, remember, we mentioned in a previous lesson that there are over 100 elements, so we're not going to try and memorize all of them. Throughout the course, we'll be working with the most common elements and practicing them together. You'll learn their default behaviors naturally through practice. If you ever need to determine the default behavior and usage of an element that we haven't mentioned in the lessons yet, you can always look them up on MDN. If you have time, you can read through the entire HTML element reference, and that will give you a general idea of what each element can do by default.